I told someone in my dream that I knew it was a dream. I will never do that again. I've been lucid dreaming since I was about 14. For anyone who doesn't know, lucid dreaming is when you realize you're inside a dream while it's still happening. You become aware. Most people wake up the second they figure it out, but if you practice enough, you can stay in the dream and control things. I got good at it over the years. Really good. By the time I was 25, I could fly, change locations, and build entire cities out of nothing. I treated my dreams like a sandbox. It was the best part of my sleep and, honestly, one of the best parts of my life. My girlfriend Nora thought it was weird. She said it wasn't healthy to look forward to sleeping more than being awake. I told her she'd understand if she could do it. She never brought it up again. The thing about lucid dreaming is that there are rules, not official ones, just things you learn from experience and from reading about other people's experiences online. One of the biggest rules is you don't look in mirrors. Your reflection is never right, and it can turn the dream bad fast. Another rule is you don't try to read text because the words change every time you look at them, and it can destabilize everything. But the rule I heard the most and always ignored was this one. Don't tell the dream characters that they're not real. I ignored it because nothing ever happened when I did it. I must have told dream people they weren't real at least 30 or 40 times over the years. Some of them just stared at me. Some of them laughed. A few of them disappeared. One time, a guy in my dream said, "Okay," and walked away. It was never a big deal, until about 3 months ago. I was in a dream. I knew I was dreaming almost immediately because the apartment I was standing in had a door where the kitchen window should be. That's one of my usual signs. Everything else looked normal though. I was in what looked like a version of my actual apartment. Same furniture, same layout, same view outside the window. A woman was sitting on my couch. I had never seen her before. She wasn't doing anything, just sitting with her hands in her lap, looking at the wall across from her. She was wearing plain clothes, a gray shirt and dark pants. Her hair was pulled back. She looked completely ordinary, which is what made what happened next so hard to process. I walked over and stood in front of her. She looked up at me. I said, "You know this is a dream, right? None of this is real. You're not real." She tilted her head slightly to the side like she was thinking about what I said. Then she smiled. Not a mean smile, not a creepy one, just a normal, small smile. And she said, "Then why are you here every night?" That caught me off guard. No dream character had ever asked me a question like that before. I said it was because this was my dream, and I was the one controlling it. She nodded and said, "Try to wake up." I said I didn't want to wake up. She said it again. "Try to wake up. Right now. Try." So I did. I used my usual method. I closed my eyes tightly in the dream and focused on the feeling of my real body lying in bed. It's always worked. Every single time for over 10 years. I closed my eyes. I focused. Nothing happened. I opened my eyes. I was still in the dream apartment. The woman was still on the couch. She hadn't moved. She said, "Try again." I tried again. Nothing. I was stuck. I started to panic. I tried every trick I knew. Blinking fast. Spinning in circles. Shouting at myself to wake up. Falling backward. None of it worked. The apartment stayed solid. The woman stayed on the couch. She watched me try everything, and she didn't say a word. After what felt like 20 minutes of trying, I stopped. I was breathing hard even though I knew dream bodies don't actually breathe. I looked at her and said, "What did you do?" She said, "You keep coming here. Every night. You move things around. You change the sky. You tear down walls and build new ones, and you think none of it matters because you believe it isn't real." She paused. "But I've been sitting on this couch every single night you've been here, and you never once asked me who I was. You just told me I wasn't real." I didn't know what to say. She stood up. She was shorter than me. She walked over and stood about a foot away. She said,